Hello, everyone. It's Damon here with MBTV. You know, some of you may be wondering, where have I been? Where has MBTV been? Where has what happened? Just one day it was randomly gone. Well, I made a video a while back, talking about how I got sick. Well, the sickness progressed pretty bad. And during that time, I was kind of stuck in my bed. I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do. I'm kind of here. And one of the biggest things about that experience was it was one of the greatest turning points of my life, was that the sickness that I actually was dealing with at that moment. Now, going through it sucked, but at the time, there's a particular part of that sickness that resonates in my mind, and what that particular part is my attitude. That was the beginning of the end of where MBTV was and where MBTV is going to go. Okay. I've made a lot of videos. I think I've hopefully given some value to people on MBTV, but it wasn't enough. And some of you may be like, oh no, you've done a lot. You've done this work. Nah, it wasn't enough. And I realized that was when I hit that point. Okay. I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things, and it's time to change that. It's been time to change that. And that time is today. That time is today. MBTV was a spectrum of things that was trying to find its direction. It was an entity outside of myself. It was the combination of 4 different people putting into a single project that was moving in a particular direction. But let me tell you something. There was a lot missing from MBTV that I wasn't aware of until I began to get sick, until I started really putting some thought into it. And after I started recovering from being sick, things weren't the same. I didn't look at MBTV the same. I didn't look at the world the same. I didn't look at myself the same. I didn't look at life the same. It really affected me. When I got sick, I couldn't do anything. I wasn't physically feeling energetic enough to get anything done. I was being very hard on myself for not being able to get done. And I was actually self-perpetuating myself into destruction. That's what happened. Okay. I took myself so far down into a destructive path that I didn't see the purpose of continuing to provide value to people out there. So that lasted for a short period of time. And then I came out of that with a new epiphany, a new recognition, recognizing what actually happened to MBTV overall and where MBTV needs to go. Well, we all have known it needs a name change. So that's going to happen. Okay, the name change is going to happen. When I roll out the new MBTV, it's going to have a different name. It's going to actually encompass what it actually is, okay? Because Myers-Briggs is a great system, but it's very limited in what I wanted to accomplish. And like I said, it wasn't enough. And yeah, great. I'm going to still use it. I'll still talk about it here and there. I'll still talk about Socionics. I'll still talk about those things. And those are all tools for the one very thing, is the pursuit of happiness, right? What is going to make you as a viewer of MBTV happy? What is going to make you as a person happy? What is going to make you feel fulfilled? What is going to make you feel accomplished? There's no shortage of happiness in the world. There's none. There's no amount of it. You can grasp it right now. You can take it right now. You can take it today. And though you may have challenges, you may have situations, the first step to the process is to check yourself. Right now, check yourself. If you're having a hard time with something, check yourself first. Don't think about the issue, check yourself. So I'll get to that when I start getting into more content here. But right now, where have I been as far as MBTV? So MBTV fell and collapsed, right? It became, and it was once there, it's gone. I just came, I saw, and I left. That's what happened. Didn't conquer. Okay, MBTV left. And it's going to be gone. MBTV's gone. The channel will still remain. The videos of MBTV will still be here, but the concept is changing for more value. Okay, for things that are actually correlated with who I am, things that actually make me me. So now that we've discussed MBTV, let me tell you what happened to me. I had the sickness, I already talked about that, but I also hit a mental plateau. There was a point where you think you're doing really well, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, it doesn't matter. You think you're doing well. And what you actually realize is that you are limiting yourself, and you're not recognizing your own potential. You're not recognizing what you could become. You're not recognizing the effect that you're having on other people, and you're not recognizing those things in which you can play, those things that which can form into a new goal that you have set for yourself, right? So if you have a particular goal for yourself, which is maybe you want to produce a YouTube channel or provide content or whatever it may be that you're looking to do. It is setting a mindset and getting your head right about that particular thing. My head wasn't right. I loved what I did. I still like producing videos. I haven't done it in a while, but I still like the concept of it. Still like being able to provide the value, but my head wasn't right. The game had changed for a particular time. And then when I got sick, I started recognizing that I had plateaued. My own personal development plateaued. How much emphasis was I putting on my own development to be able to provide more value instead of just trying to provide value, which I hopefully did, but there's a standard I wasn't meeting in myself, right? There's a rule of what my own success was, and I wasn't meeting that particular rule. And I could look at that rule like a bad thing and go, you know what, that wasn't a good idea. But it was a learning lesson. It was something I gained from that experience. Okay, so I also started a new course in personal development. I started working on myself. I started putting a lot of time into developing the weaker points of myself, developing things that I wanted to do, improving skills in areas that are going to make me better. What went wrong with MBTV, areas that I needed to improve myself on, and I spent a lot of time doing that. So for the last 5 months or so, I've just been hammering down and tightening up particularly weak skills in myself to make sure that I can provide a whole new level of value by return. Number 3, business ventures. I'm starting a new concept as far as the whole concept of MBTV. I'm looking at alternative sources of income. I'm looking at bringing in many different business ideas into a kind of conglomerate situation. I've already designed it. I know where it's going to go. I know what I'm going to do. I'll release more details about that, but I've spent some time researching and figuring out as far as what I want to do with that. And so just generating that mindset. So that being said, you're probably wondering where everyone else is today since MBTV died. Well, Trey went off into his newfound adult life, and he started, digging into the corporate world. So congratulate Trey for really taking the step up and getting involved in business, getting involved and making his life happen, doing what he needs to do to make things happen. Okay, just a little under 2 years ago, Trey was a lost high school student, and he didn't know what he wanted to do, didn't have any sense of direction, didn't have any hopes or dreams or ambitions as far as what to do in life. And now he's kind of starting to figure himself out. He's starting to move in that positive direction, starting to realize where he wants to go. He's getting his feet wet in the corporate career world. So congratulate Trey for doing that. He might pop on once in a while, with MBTV. We don't know. It depends on what his schedule is. But he's been pretty actively involved in pursuing things that he's passionate about, which is the beginning to him unfolding his future potential. So congratulations, Trey. Blake and Daniel, I think they started their own social media marketing company. I believe they have a separate YouTube channel. They're going to be spending a lot of time doing that. I think they're making big things happen as far as what they're trying to accomplish in their venture with that. And like I said, the ultimate purpose of MBTV, underneath all the psycho babble, is that someone finds their purpose. Someone finds what they're looking for and then goes after it. Instead of holding yourself back and going, I'm not sure I can do that. Just doing it. Just doing the freaking thing. That's what it's about. It's about just getting it done, right? Getting the damn thing done. And so instead of talking and not doing it, just do the damn thing. That's what it's about. Getting it done on a daily basis. And that's what Blake and Daniel did. They're out there making it happen, doing what they need to do to make it happen. And hopefully we'll see their company rise in the next couple of years, or even sooner. We'll see it rise in the near future. We'll see them making some successes, helping some businesses out locally, helping them do whatever it is they specialize in. So congratulations for them for making that move. That's a strong motivator to encourage yourself too, to do what you have been postponing for so long. I've needed to do this for years. I've needed to do this for months, weeks, days, whatever it is, hours that you're putting it off. Start doing it. Come on, let's get this rolling. I mean, if you're right now sitting on, I'm not really accomplishing what I want to accomplish. The first thing that makes it easy is stop putting things off. Stop putting things off. If you put off doing the laundry, you're probably going to put off your goals and dreams too. It's probably why you're not there right now. Putting it off. That's a big issue that a lot of people have, is they put things off. Stop putting it off. Get it done now. If you're putting something off, you're probably putting something else off too that you're not even doing. You don't even know. Maybe you're not even aware, and you're blaming somebody or something else. Oh, it's the market conditions. It's the environment. It's the my situation. I don't have any money. I'm broke. All right. It does stop. Just get the damn thing done. Get your mindset right. So the mindset here is, the mindset is the most important part. That's what MBTV is going to be about, is getting your head right. Okay. It's getting your freaking head right and getting what you want out of life. And, everybody's on their own dang journey. Get what you want, but you got to get out of your own damn way. And that's what I spent the last 5 months working on, is getting out of my own damn way to get what I want. Is get what you want, set your head straight. You've got to get your head straight. So if you want to make a lot of money, get your mind right about money. If you want to make a lot of friends, get your mind right about friends. I want to talk about friends real quick. A lot of people out there on YouTube, the reason why they're on YouTube is a lot of them, not all of them, of course, is they, like me, didn't know how to make friends, didn't know how to connect to people, don't know how to connect to people. So they reached out to do YouTube to try to connect to people because real life was just too damn difficult, which you can't blame them. But at a certain point, you got to get your head straight. There's no shortage of people on this planet. So why haven't you, if you want to make 100 friends, why haven't you started playing the numbers? Do the damn math. How many people out of 100, how many people did I talk to today that I didn't know? If you talk to 0, then you probably are not going to have any more friends this day than you did yesterday, right? It's common freaking sense. So when I'm mentioning these things is, if you're not step and you're not doing what needs to be done to do that, then you're never going to accomplish it. But it needs to be done. This isn't rocket science, people. If you aren't talking to new people and you want to make friends, then what do you expect? You want someone to show up on your door, knock, knock? Who's there? I'm your friend. I'm going to show up at your door and be your friend. That's not going to happen. That's not going to work. You got to bust your balls. You got to make it work. And if you don't have balls, then bust whatever else you have. But just make it freaking happen. That's the key. Do the damn math. All right. So why your friends are being elusive to you? That's another thing. Is your head right about your friends? Is head right about friendship? Is your head right about life? Is your head right about school? Right? Or is your mindset right about what you want to accomplish? If you want straight A's, is your mindset right about straight A's? Get your head straight. Get your game straight. Get your mind straight. Get all that crap straight, because that's really going to help you. You got to wrap it around what you freaking want out of life, right? Get your head around it and stop having a bad relationship with it. Recognize the underlying principles of that. If you're short on friends, there's just in this little stupid college town, there is 50,000 people that live in this stupid college town that I live in right now. 50,000. I could get an attitude and go, oh, well, I don't think any of them will like me. Well, maybe they won't. Maybe I have to go drive to the town that's next over that has 35,000 people. Or maybe I have to go north and go to Austin that has 900,000 people. Out of that batch, I'm definitely going to make some freaking friends if that were my goal, right? I don't have the skill. I'm afraid of being rejected. Get the freaking skills, right? The thing I've learned, is the fear of rejection comes from because you don't know. You don't know. You simply do not know what you're doing. Whether it's a fear of being rejected by people, whether it's a fear of being rejected in sales, whether it's a fear of being rejected in any aspect of your life, it's because you don't know what you're doing. You have no confidence in that particular thing, so you don't know what you're doing. You don't have the skills to make it happen, right? If you have a fear of getting a B, it's probably because you didn't study hard enough to get an A, or you don't know how to study, or you are uncertain about something. The only reason why you'd be afraid of a test is because you don't freaking know the material. That's it. You're uncertain. The fear comes from uncertainty, right? Well, it's the professor. No, it's not. If a professor puts a damn question on the test, and there's a question on the test does he say, how many dogs do I have? And yet he never told you. No, it's about the subject if it's about chemistry, right? Well, he never taught us that. Why didn't you look it up elsewhere? Why didn't you understand it? You need to take some damn responsibility in these areas. And I'm only telling you, I'm not even talking to anybody in particular. These are things that I've talked to myself about in the last 5 months. So this is me updating you on what's going through my own mind, right? These are the things that I am telling you that I have been through. And in your circumstance, maybe you're dealing with something similar. Maybe you're not. Maybe this is just a lesson for me. That's what this channel has been since day one anyways. Lessons for myself to remember as I move down the road of life, right? But you can't keep making excuses. It's the professor. They don't like me. Okay? A freaking test has either multiple choice, or it's like fill in the blank, or it's like freaking, what is it? A short essay or short answer or whatever. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's not because the facts in reality didn't change, and he marked it wrong because all of a sudden reality changed. It's because he didn't freaking know the answer, is what it is. Accept it. I didn't know the answer. Why is that so difficult? So if you're worried about your grades, you're worried about getting a 4.0, you're worried about those things, is because you don't know. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from some hidden insecurity. It comes from you just don't know. And you don't even know what you don't know because you're not even looking at it like that. You're blaming everyone else. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. It's the professor. It's the class. It's the, people. Everyone fails. Well, don't be everyone. Be yourself. Everyone gets a B. No, I don't want to hear it. There's a point where you just got to accept responsibility for what has happened. And now, here's the biggest learning lesson that I learned in this last 5 months is there's a difference between accepting responsibility and kicking your own ass about it. Okay? I had a problem kicking my own ass about it. I didn't really have a problem accepting the responsibility. It's just I beat myself up for it. Something went wrong. I knew it was me. I blamed myself. I blamed myself in a pattern of beating myself up. I became my own parent. I created a paradox in my own mind, being my own parents, telling me you screwed it up. You didn't. You're a piece of crap. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done this. For the last 5 months, it was a mental hell that I put myself through because of that 6 weeks or whatever, 7 weeks, 8 weeks that I was sick. I kicked my own ass so bad it became a habit. And even after I was done being sick, I was still kicking my ass because I built that habit. My attitude went to shit. My life went to shit. My circumstances went to shit. And I was blaming something else for it. Oh, it's the sickness. I just can't reset myself. I just can't. And the same patterns that you all may be suffering with is the same I suffered with just 5-6 months ago. So what do you do about it? Get your freaking head right. It took me a long time because I'm a slow learner. I always thought I was a fast learner, but damn, if I'm not doing it, ain't anything happening, right? There's nothing happening. If I'm not doing the activity that I need to do, then nothing is going to happen as a result of it. So you got to make sure you know what you're doing every day. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Write your freaking whatever down on the wall and paint it on the wall. Whatever you got to do to remind yourself that's why you woke up today. That's why you're doing what you're doing today, because you're working towards something in the end. Kick your own ass. If you're doing something today that's not contributing to your goals, then get the hell out of it and do something right. Because you know what? The whole purpose of this, and it doesn't have to be goals about money. It can be goals about anything. Goals about friends, goals about life, goals about your family. I have a bad relationship with your mother. Well, fix it. If it's a problem, fix it. And the word problem pisses me off in the first place anyway, because problem is a stupid freaking word, man. A problem is always an opportunity. And me being stuck on what I thought was a problem is actually an opportunity. It's a challenge. I wouldn't even call it an issue. It's a challenge. It's like, okay, you have this particular position. What do you need to do, and what can you gain from this experience? 2017, so far, okay, my birthday was 2 days ago. So 2017 was so hard for me. Hard. Mentally hard. It was taxing. It was stressful. My business reset. Everything just could go wrong did. The problem was I was blaming circumstance. I didn't take responsibility in this area of my life. I blamed circumstance. I didn't wrap my head around what I really wanted. Right? And because of that, I failed. But I've never been afraid of failure. I've just been self-tormenting. I self-punish a lot, which I think is one of the vices of Enneagram anyway. Self-punish, just kicking my own butt over and over and over again because something wasn't done in the way that I believed it should be done. or I wasn't performing to the standard in which I think needed to be done. I wasn't doing the things that I think needed to be done in myself, the own self-work. Were problematic. I went through anger bouts, rage bouts, stress bouts, anxiety bouts. I went through it all for the last 5 months, all created by one simple thing: freaking attitude, not getting your head right, thinking there's no answers. The problem will never be solved. The frustration will never come about. The dealing with life, is life going to be like this the rest of my life? Negative thinking, things like that are not allowed anymore in my life right now. Those things are not allowed. It's important that you put yourself in that position and don't allow it. If you catch it, start over. 24-hour challenge. Do it now. 24 hours. Do it today. Do it right now. 24 hours. Don't think a single thing negative for 24 hours. Nothing. See if you can stay positive for 24 hours about everything. And to add to the challenge, see if you can agree with everyone for 24 hours. Just agree. Maybe you actually don't agree. Just, I agree. Acknowledge it. I agree. I agree. Absolutely, I agree. See if you can do that. No negativity and the agreement challenge. You can do that, you can probably make some huge, huge freaking successes in your life if you can push through that aspect. So, all right, the last part of this particular live stream is, where is MBTV going to go? Where the hell is MBTV going to be in the next year or 2 years? You know, I had somebody once email me once. I don't remember who it was. You know, and they told me, they said, well, everybody burns out after a year or two of MBTI. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But the reality is, no, it wasn't burnout that's caused me to stop. It was absolute, complete lack of personal development in a particular area of my life. Okay. This knowledge of just understanding what psychology can do, how you stand your own way, how to get yourself out of the mess that you may be in, is so beneficial to people that everyone should benefit by doing just little mental drills. Everyone should benefit by making little small adjustments to their life on a daily basis. So where's MBTV going to go? Well, I told you it's going to get a rename. It's going to have different services. I want to expand this particular company. I don't need a dozen employees. I don't need even 5 employees. I don't need any employees. It needs to expand the volume of reaching little fingers into your skull to get you to get what you want out of life. That's what it's about. Getting you what you want in your life. Getting out of your own freaking way. Feel the fear and doing it anyway. Doing things that you can't stand to do and doing it anyway. That's what it's about. Getting you to live a life of fulfillment. Some of you may say, oh, I hate this new direction. I want back to MBTI. Well, there's plenty of other smart people on YouTube that are doing MBTI. That's not what this is about. I'm not going to be somebody on here just giving you information about MBTI. MBTI alone, the knowledge, you know what I hear from a lot of clients of mine is, I have to know before I do. I hear that more than anything else. I have to fully understand before I do. And yes, there's an extent you do have to understand why you're doing something, but the thing is, you do need to do it. Action, 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 action. Get it done. Just do the dang thing. See, the reason why you want to understand before you do something, I mean, yeah, granted, if you're interested, you do want to understand something, but do it first. And so you're like, well, I'm not extroverted. You're creating excuses why you can't do something. And then you're perpetuating it, saying that you, in order to do something, you have to fully understand it first. No, because you never fully understand anything anyway. Name one thing you fully understand to the nth degree that no one can ever challenge you, no one can ever present you full information on. There's not a single thing in your life. You might as well just die in a corner, because you know what? You're not going to do anything because you don't fully understand it. So go sit in a corner and die, right? You're wasting your time. I don't want to hear it. If that's the number one thing I hear from everybody is I have to fully understand. To me, it's an excuse. I used to say the same thing. I don't say that anymore. It's crap. Do it. You're going to suck. What it is you're trying to avoid sucking. That's what it is. You're trying to avoid being terrible at something. I have to fully understand it. I hear this a lot from NTs. I hear this a lot from NFs, SFs, STs. I hear it all. I hear it from everybody. I got to fully understand it before I do it. I got to fully understand it before I do it. There was one person in my life that I can specifically recall that never made this excuse. And he was terrible at first. And he loved it. The guy is twisted, but he was terrible. But I tell you what, after 2 or 3 months of just doing it and not really understanding it, I mean, he came back with questions and stuff. And he was like, okay, well, I got stuck here. What do I do? But just doing it, he became a master at what he was doing very quickly. He didn't make the excuse. I got to understand it. He was like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time, but I'm learning. I'm getting it. He enjoyed the process. He was getting it, right? And he was amazing. Sucked at first, like we all would, but he was willing to go through the suck. He was willing to suck. I was willing to suck on a lot of things, and I got there. And now a few things I still hate sucking, and I'm still working through those. So we all have our challenges and things to work through. So that's another thing, is to expand, get your head to wrap around what the hell you want out of life and make it happen. Big aspect here. I'm going to redo the website. I just got to get a little more time to do that. I'm going to work on the communities a little bit. I want to tap into your potential and get you where the frick you need to be. Okay? Don't waste your time anymore. Life is short. Live it well. Live it in its abundance. Okay? Well, I've got to understand what abundance is before I start. No, shut up. Just do the damn thing. Live. Live today. Live now. Do what you want to do. Do what you need to do. Stop making excuses. Get that crap done. And belief. Belief in yourself. You won't have it at first. When you start doing the thing that you're so reluctant to do, you're going to not believe in yourself. I don't know if I can do this. You're going to have that. Just do it anyway. You know how many books I have sitting on my counter right now that's all about just getting your head right? There's like 40 of them, 50 of them just sitting on my counter out there about getting your head right, getting your head right, getting your head right. That is what I've been obsessed with for the last 5 months, is getting your head straight. And I told myself 3 months ago, I'm going to fix this crap before I'm 29 years old. And you know what? The day that I turned 29 was the day so 2 days ago, where it finally clicked. It clicked over. It was like, I mean, I was working out of it slowly, but it wasn't there until 2 days ago. I didn't get it. The picture wasn't connecting until 2 days ago. And really connecting the larger aspect of what your belief, getting your belief right, getting your understanding of that you are going to suck for a while, you're not going to be good. Maybe you're scared of chicks. Maybe you're scared of guys. Maybe you don't like asking people out. Maybe you're afraid of rejection. Whatever it is, it's because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have a skill set. You know, the guys who are not afraid of rejection, I want you to if you're worried about rejection in the romantic sense of asking somebody out on a date, watch the people who aren't. It's like they have a script for everything, right? They are prepared for whatever comes up. They never get caught. It seems like they never get caught off guard. They always have a line or another something to say. Goes up to a girl, says something, and the girl rebuttals and says back, and they fire right back. There's no okay, and they walk off. Some guys feel the rejection and they go up and do it anyway, and they get rejected like, oh crap, and then they walk off, but they still feel it, and then it perpetuates their own feeling of rejection. So they have a harder time doing it the second time and a third time. It's to the point where they just quit. They just give up. Can't do it. Both have the same potential. One looked at it a different way. One had a different perspective. One said, you know what? I don't know how to rebuttal that. How do I rebuttal it next time? In fact, if you're afraid of rejection with other people or asking people out, what you need to do is create like a little binder and write in there like every objection you get, and just start talking to people. Start asking them out and see if, okay, she said I was butt ugly and I looked like the bottom of her shoe. What's a rebuttal of that? Is me being butt ugly the only thing stopping you from giving me 30 minutes of your time? Well, yeah, you're butt ugly. Great. If that's the only thing stopping you, then I think we can actually make this happen. What are you talking about? You're nuts. You got to have some kind of rebuttal, right? People are programmed in a sense of they're all programmed to react, right? There's reactionary defense responses that people have. They kind of like, they're gonna, if you go up to a random girl you've never talked to in your life and you say something, they're kind of gonna, they're like a stiff arm. Where are you going? They gotta push you back real quick. That's reaction. They may say, ugh, like, oh, well, you know, like, or who the hell is this weirdo? Or this guy's a creep. They may have that immediate reaction. A lot of people, they react to that and go, oh, well, I'm going to go away now. And they walk away because she said I was ugly, or she said I looked like the bottom of her foot, or I looked like her dog, or her dog was more attractive, or whatever. Those are all reactions. How many times have you seen some of the most beautiful people in the world with their partner being like horribly, horribly ugly? Happens all the time. How do you explain that? Well, then you can ask any girl, I don't want to date an ugly guy. But, I did a little experiment a few years ago just to figure this out. And most women, I can't say all of them, I don't speak for all of them, but out of the experiment, most, I don't know the exact number, the majority of them said that their husbands weren't as attractive when they met them as they are now. They got more attractive with time. They became more attractive with time. So what really perpetuates attraction? It's not. So the objection can't possibly be that you're ugly, because the attraction could still perpetuate, right? It can still perpetuate. That attraction can still happen because it happens all the time. So what could it be? So you got to make sense of these rebuttals and not take them so personally, right? These objections and how to rebuttal the objections that you're getting. And I know making it sound like sales, but it kind of is, right? Kind of the same concept. You hear the stiff arms, you hear the same crazy crap that you're going to hear all the time. I mean, what number of things could a girl possibly say to you? There's like 10 of them, right? You're ugly. I have a boyfriend. I'm busy. Not interested. Go away. You're a creep. I mean, it's okay. How many possible things can they say? Really? Are you serious? Wow. I mean, out of those, you can start categorizing them and have responses to those, and you can make it a journey to what you know. I went off on a tangent about that, but the point is that is something that you can work on inside of yourself to become a master at it. There's a lot of stupid gimmicks out there. Be cocky and funny, and be this and be that. I've seen it all. Like, you got all these dating coaches out here. What they're doing is monetizing a market of desperate people who really want to date, and everybody's desperate. I mean, most people, I think, want to have a date, unless you're just weird. But there's all these people capitalizing on that, making money, trying to sell you dating tips and be cocky and funny and be all this extra shit and attraction switches and all. Just cut it out. It doesn't have to be that damn complicated. Be yourself. Play the numbers. Master the skill of being yourself. Master the skill of being your freaking self. Why the hell do you want to pretend to be cocky and funny when that's not your personality in the first place? It might be. I don't know. But why the hell would you want to pretend to present the wrong thing to the wrong person? That's not genuine. If you're looking for a damn relationship, be your freaking self. If they don't like you, move on. It's stupid. I hate that. I see that crap all the time. Here's the hidden secrets of attraction, so I can manipulate my way into getting you to be attracted to me, because you have no chance. Now, here's the problem: is they can't be attracted to you until they get to know you, right? So you have to sell the time they need to spend with you. You're not going up to them, will you marry me? You don't even know this person. I mean, that's a major freaking commitment, right? You don't even know this person. You're not doing that. You're just asking them for freaking 10 minutes of their time. Let's go grab a cup of coffee or whatever the hell it is, right? Who won't give you 10 freaking minutes? Somebody who's stiff-arming you, somebody who's ever a reaction. Oh, you're butt ugly. You know what? You may become their best friend. You may not actually make it a romantic relationship. They may hate your guts. They may not like you. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to find somebody who does. Well, personality sucks. Well, look, don't make it suck. Stop making excuses. That's probably why your personality sucks, is because you make excuses. Why you suck, right? Well, I don't have what it takes. Yeah, you do. But you're saying that shit right now, and you're perpetuating your own freaking belief that you don't have what it takes. That's such a waste of time, man. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of talent. It's a waste of who you are as a human. Be seated with your personality. Get to know your freaking personality. Get to know who the frick you are, and move on. Move on. Keep moving. Keep your shit rolling. Steamroll your life. You're going to screw up. Might as well screw up in style. Right? You're going to screw up anyway. Screw up in style. Do it wrong. That's okay. People are going to not like you. That's okay. In fact, there'll probably be people commenting on this damn channel, and some year, some month, oh, you're an asshole. You're so cocky. You're so this. You're so that. Stop wasting time giving me negative feedback. Fix your damn self and move on. If you don't like what I say, move on. I don't care. Bring them on. I stopped responding to negative comments. I don't care about them anymore. Good. More negative comments, the better. It means that I'm doing something right. Bring on the haters, right? Bring them on. So if you guys don't like the direction this is going, and you're my loyal fans that have been here for so long, I got to do what's right for me. I appreciate you guys, obviously throughout the journey that where you have followed me and MBTV, and you like the content. But I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to present this bullshit personality to you, this professional crap, right? It's about being yourself. It's about being who you are. You don't like it, get the haters, move the freak on. Get on with your life. That's what it's about. I'm not going to present something to you that's not me. I don't feel that needs to be successful. In fact, this channel doesn't even need to be successful. I don't care if this channel is successful. It's not about the channel. It's about what that one person takes from this, goes, you know what, I'm going to make something of my life. I'm going to do something. It's not this video. This video is just me ranting about stupid crap. It's about taking the content that is on this channel, all the MBTV stuff, plus all the future stuff that I got. Because I got a whole list of videos I got to make right here in this dang book. It's pretty large. I mean, it's like 20-something videos, right? No, that's not even 20. That's like 80. It's like 80 videos. And that's not even all of it. I got another list somewhere else. This is just concepts that you guys need to understand that are going to help you make this journey a little easier. And I'm going on my own journey. I'm on my own journey too. I'm not in the position where I can be like, oh, help me, I'm God, and I will bring you all up. That's not my position at all. My position is I learn this stuff and I put this stuff into practice, which I've committed myself to do on a daily basis. I will be continually providing you with things and loop arounds and tips and tactics and tricks that I've learned to make the process just a little bit freaking easier to move through. Because tell you what, I'm not a lucky person. I will be a lucky person because you create your own luck. But I am not naturally a lucky person. Things just come to me. They never happen. That's okay. I'm just a person with average luck, but I'm a person with a freaking persistence and a grit that I will not quit. I will not give up, and I will keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And these things, I will give you the journey along the way of the things that I've picked up in the process. Okay, that is my goal, to give you things that I've picked up in the process. And I'll tell you what, the last 5 months, I've picked up a lot of things I've not included in this video. There's a lot more content that I need to produce, and I wrote them down. I have like 17 notebooks over here. I have a little couple personal things that I've worked on here. For example, I have some index cards. I got like an accomplishments book. I got a personal development notebook. Some things I need to work on inside my own head. Like here's some things that I had problems with. And then I got here's what I need to do. Then I got a goals book. It's over here. Every day I write my goals down. I stick them in front of my face, and I remind myself why I do what I do. I got a goals book here. I got another composition book over here about the craft that I'm trying to work on and things that are coming up as a process in the craft that I am attempting to master. And the journey continues. I got a set of index cards here. That I flashcard myself to remind myself of things that need to happen, so like some flashcards I work on, all this stuff is training what you need to accomplish in a given time. All right. So if you're worried about the way you look, as far as when it comes to dating, if you're worried about those things don't really matter, right? You can be, I had somebody message me on, I don't know, I was like 17 or 18. Somebody messaged me on MySpace and they said, "You are the ugliest person I have ever seen." And I was like, have you been to the zoo? Have you been to the zoo? Have you been to the particular places where you may have seen something uglier than me? Point is, I was the ugliest person this person has ever seen. I don't know. I didn't know who this person was, but I'll tell you what, when I was 17 years old, I didn't know how to handle that. That devastated me. I was hurt. I was like, what the freak? Why would somebody want to go out of their way and say some rude crap like that? Like, why would somebody want to do that? To this day, it's you don't know the exact reason why the person said what they said. But it did create a complex in me. I thought I was unattractive for, I don't know, the following 6-7 years, right? I thought I was extremely unattractive to the point where I felt that I needed to do something to fix my appearance. And I made it a big deal. And it stopped me from going after what I want in the dating world for a very long period of time. because I thought I was so unattractive that nobody would want me. That little stupid comment really affected me. I mean, it affected me on a subconscious level. I mean, I always doubted the way I looked, and then even on top of that, you add that to it, and it just hit that insecurity. So you all know what that, I'm sure you know what that feels like, whether it's attractiveness or something else, right? And maybe I am ugly to her or that girl that said that. Maybe I was just the absolute most horrendous thing she has ever seen. Like, you know, maybe I was to her. But there's thousands of other people who may think I'm okay. You know, he's all right. He looks okay. He's not super attractive, but he's okay. And they're willing to give me that 30 minutes I need to find that damn date, right? So, and then maybe there's people who think I'm super attractive, but yet they hate my personality. Or maybe there's people who think I'm both super attractive and they love my personality. Or maybe there's all kinds of variables. You don't know until you don't know even what you don't know. So that's the purpose of this channel. I mean, the other thing is that in MBTV, the positioning was a little incorrect too, which was I never really wanted to make it I never wanted to make it like, here's advice, here's what you need to do with your life. I never wanted to be that psychotherapist, wanted that to have that feel. It kind of came off at that at times and I didn't like it. So I wanted to restructure it for a while now because I kept generating that feel. Even though that wasn't the intention, it was always just to give you little tips to help you. Maybe something will work, maybe it wouldn't. But it wasn't ever intended to give you life advice, because I'll tell you what, life is hard enough. Giving myself advice, who the hell am I to give you advice? But as far as getting yourself straight and the things I've learned, there might be one little nugget in there. Discard the rest. Do the 80-20 thing. I mean, 80% of it works, 20% of it's complete shit. That's fine. I don't care. Just take what you can, get out of it, and move forward. It's not about fixing you. It's because you're already fixed. You're already fine the way you are. Just accept it. Stop resisting the things that you think you can't. Stop making excuses for the way that you are, right? Because I'm telling you right now, there's people who do appreciate you. There's people out there who will appreciate that you haven't even met yet. And yeah, it sounds cliche. Well, you haven't even met him yet. You haven't met the right person. I used to hate when people told me that. You haven't met the right person yet. I used to hate it. You know why I hate it? Because if I tally up how many people I've actually met, I probably met, like, I don't know, when I was hearing that a lot and I was getting frustrated, as far as, I don't know, I was 23, 22, I probably had met in that whole year that I heard that a dozen times. I probably had met, I don't know, 30 different girls. I mean, how did I really expect to find the right person with a number of 30 unless my skills were just so pro that like 50% of them were just the right person? The reason is because I was standing in my way. I didn't work on the skills. You didn't work on the skills, whatever those skills may have been at the time. Those skills may have been, you know, learning how to deal with the objection that you get immediately. It may have been learning to communicate more effectively. It may have been picking the best dating spot, or treating a woman better, or treating her more like a lady instead of like a piece of trash, right? Instead of those type of things. Those are skills. Okay, you treat a woman like a piece of trash, it's probably because you don't have the skills, or you just don't have the know, right? You don't know. I don't she's a piece of trash because I don't know what to do. Yo, Adrian, I don't know. It's just, you know, I mean, what are you supposed to do, right? You can't, if you don't know what you don't know, then how are you supposed to do it, right? How are you supposed to do it? Read. There was a little stupid thing on Facebook. I had popped on there for a second earlier, and it said, it was something about, I don't know, how many people read. I think it was on my wall or something I posted a long time ago. It was like, oh yeah, explore your memory. And I guess somebody posted something to how many people actually read, and it's so little, it blows my freaking mind. It really does. It blows my freaking mind on how many people don't read. I can't even begin to explain to you how important it is to educate yourself, because what you are learning in school is not helpful. Name one skill that you picked up in school that you mastered because of school. Education, college. One skill that you mastered because of college. I can't think of any. I can't think of people who went to college and mastered that skill. You have a better chance of mastering a skill in trade school than you do in university. Trade school. And even then, you probably don't master it. You get it out of trade school, then you start actually working on it. A lot of people who are really good when they get out of trade schools, because they've been doing it since they were 10 years old, they get out of trade school, get the certification. Man, he went to a really good trade school, must have taught him. No, he's been doing it since he was 5. He was taking apart motors since he was 3 years old. That kid knew a freaking piston when he was 2. He chewed on a piston. That's why he's got his teeth like that. Big old. You're like, why is that dude's teeth messed up? I definitely wouldn't take him on a date. I know that's what you're probably thinking right now, but you know what? He can build a motor. Right? That dude knows. It's not because of the school. It's because he put in the time. He put in the work. But think about it. I mean, oh, yeah, I got my piece of paper. I graduated. I got my schooling. I'm really happy. I'm excited because I got my school. I suck because I never actually applied to any of it. What did I learn in that one class again? HR. Be nice to people. Love your staff. Okay, I can do that. Next day, I can't be nice. I hate my staff. Now you're screwed because you still have the same attitude. Graduating college doesn't change your core attitude. It doesn't make a difference. If your attitude sucks and your disposition sucks, a piece of paper isn't going to tell you your attitude shouldn't suck anymore. And then it's not going to change your attitude just because you've got a piece of paper. If you're going through school right now and you're hating it, that's your freaking attitude that's the problem. That's your attitude. It has nothing to do with the schooling. I hate school because your attitude sucks. I want to get out of it. Your attitude sucks. Now, if you're going, school's not really lining up with my goals, I think I'm doing the wrong thing, maybe I should change gears. That's one thing. But if you're just sitting there and taking that moment and taking the knowledge from school that they're trying to shove down your freaking throat and just cram it down, and you're going, oh, I hate school. It's so hard. It's so boring. It's so this. It's so that. Such a time waste. Such a money waste. I mean, you're right about the money waste. I mean, I don't really believe in university that much anymore. You don't really get anything out of it other than a huge college debt. But you do get opportunities for jobs. But why the hell do you want to do that? That's a whole other topic. I'm not even going to go to that anymore. But if you're in university right now and you find yourself complaining, it's because you allow negativity. School sucks. School sucks. School sucks. Well, yeah, keep telling yourself that. It's going to really suck. What can you do today to make your educational experience more engaging? Well, there's a frick ton of people at your university, number one. If you're over there, I can't find any dates. Well, you got a perfect training ground right there. If your goal is to get straight A's and you think school sucks, then you're good luck because you're probably not going to do it. I mean, I know a lot of the straight A students that I met, I was one, but I was a weird one. But a lot of the straight A students that I met, the 4.0 students, their disposition was, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And they were just rejecting everything else. And they were so focused on their schoolwork. They never said school sucks. They're like, I just want this to be over because I put so much time into it. They were ready to get that end result, which is fine. They're getting a little impatient. Still, they had a better attitude than saying, this shit sucks, bro. My homework sucks, man. I got to do homework. Oh my God, that sucks. You know what? If I hear any negativity in my life because I struggled with it so much myself, I'm cutting that shit right out. Call me up and you give me something negative, I'm going to hang up on you. I'm not even going to waste my time talking to you unless you're in like a crisis. But seriously, I'm not going to put up with it because that shit is contagious. And it affected me my whole life because it came from my parents. It came from my family. It came from my associated friends. It comes from all kinds of directions that I surrounded myself with negative people. And you wonder why it came out negative. You know, and it's the challenge is just getting in the right mindset, getting your head straight, putting your head in the game, realizing where it's coming from. But I don't want to hear negativity anymore. You know, even though something is not perfect, you can always point out where the challenge is with that opportunity. But switch gears real quick. Recognize, acknowledge the challenge. Remember I told you the agreement challenge? Disagree with it. Okay. Yeah, that thing could be a problem. I hear you. Is that the only problem? No, there's more. Okay, let me collect all those problems, those challenges. All right, let's overcome it. Instead of, well, this problem's standing in my way, I don't have any money. Go freaking find the money, damn it. If you don't have what you need to get something done, go freaking find it because it's everywhere around you. It is. You got to stop blaming circumstance. It's everywhere around you. You just got to make it happen. Other people have it. You don't have it because your attitude about it sucks. That's why. So, tangent. This is the thing that hasn't changed is my rants. because that's exactly what this video is. It's a rant video. So that apparently has not changed in my personality. Will it ever change? Probably not. Well, do I want it to change? Probably not. I like it. It makes me feel good, honestly. It tickles my loins. It makes me feel excited. So that's you know, I figure out the funny part is that somebody may I think I just looked at my comments. Let me just look at these comments. I went off. Let me go up here. Let's see. Just scroll through this real quick. There's so many. So, NTJs. Yep. If you don't respect the law, hate the weak, I would eat my children. Bojo, good job. Okay, Mike Tyson. Where do you get all your information from? I get it everywhere. We live in the, okay, so somebody asked the question, where do you get all your information from? I get it everywhere. We live in a digital age. I buy a lot of books. Seriously. My Amazon wish list is freaking extensive. It's so massive that I can't even keep up with. If I see a book that looks good, I put it on the damn wish list and I just order it through the wish list. I go on binges. Like, I'll go on the wish list and I'll see these first 6 items, just order, and they have the one button click, and I just order them all. And I'll wait for them, or I'll order them on Kindle now because, you know, I like to be mobile, so I do like paperback better. But I got so many damn paperback books, man. I'm gonna break my back carrying all that crap moving. I'm getting old. So, you know, yeah. So that's I get my information from everywhere, but books primarily. It's the reason why some of you are saying, well, I just read stuff online. That helps, but online, the problem with it is that it's not extensive enough to really get in underneath why you're reading what you're reading. If you read a little article and it's, I don't know, 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs, 6 paragraphs, you're not really understanding the foundation. It's not enough content to actually get you deep. Books give you that whole process. They give you the underlying foundation so it actually can make sense and you can make use of it. Because I'll tell you, if you read stuff online and you're doing a lot of browsing online and you're reading little snippets, you don't know how to apply it because you don't understand the foundation. You don't know how to mold that information and craft that information to actually use it. So let's say you read an online article, going back to the dating example. You go back to the dating example, online article says, be cocky and funny. All you got to do is use these 3 lines. So you go out and use the damn 3 lines and they never worked for you. And then you can't find anything else on those 3 stupid lines. Where the hell did they come from? Why are they there? When did they work? Somebody wrote this. Somebody thinks they work. What did they do different? You don't know. You're just like, oh, I guess they don't work. That guy's a liar, and you throw it away. Instead, with a book, you can actually figure out why those things work. You can look into the details. You can get all that details because the book is long enough and it has enough content to backbone that content. Now, some books suck and they don't give you that. But the majority is they're so thick or they're long enough to where you understand the foundational philosophy. So those 3 lines, you actually know how to mold those 3 lines to make them still fulfill that fundamental principle. So, yeah, I mean, there's tons of information out there. And I use a lot of digital content to support what I read in books. So I may have a question after the book. I mean, and then I find that, and then I'm like, okay, there it is. And then you answer that. But read. You can't stop reading. You can't stop educating yourself. If you're broke right now and you can't afford a book, you need to reevaluate your life, man. If you're living in America, I don't know about other countries, but if you're living in America and you can't buy a freaking book, you need to reevaluate your life. All right, you need to reevaluate what you're doing wrong. Are you living too fancy of a lifestyle, drinking 1 extra cup of coffee? Are you buying too expensive food? Do you have premium needs? Are you a prima donna? Do you like to pamper your ass with baby powder before you take a shower? Cut that expense, read the damn book, and soon enough you'll have so much damn baby powder you'll pamper your ass for the rest of your life. I mean, you're making some mistakes somewhere. If you can't get a small credit card and put a book on a freaking credit card, because I can tell you the book will pay you back in dividends. Well, so I don't use credit. No, you don't educate yourself because you don't know how to use credit. Everybody. I don't have a credit card. His credit cards are bad. No, you read that on some stupid article, didn't you? Read the freaking book, and then always look up the author too. If you have a guy that makes $100,000 a year and he's telling you how to get rich quick, he's probably full of crap. He's, like $100,000 a year is like not even middle class anymore. Y'all think I'm nuts. I'm telling you, like the median income in the United States is $50,000 a year. $50,000 a year is the median income, and why I think $100,000 is not very much money, because it's not. $100,000 is not a lot of money per year. That's a pretty mediocre salary. So those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, I say middle class. If you're 6 figures, you're middle class. If you're low 7 figures, you're still middle class, in my opinion. If you're making $1 million a year, I mean, you're doing okay. A lot of extra stuff. You still can't afford and pay for an emergency. Think about this in actually grand scale of things. The middle class is strapped with medical expenses, things that they can't pay for, debt, things they can't override. If you're making $1 million a year, I know that that's not going to cover a lot of medical conditions. It's not. If you get somebody in your family gets sick and you're making $1 million, I mean critically sick, you're making $1 million a year, is not being able to provide the best doctor for your loved one because you are financially strapped or you can't afford it. You can't afford that doctor who charges $2 million a year, not having that flexibility. Middle class means you don't have flexibility. You can't make good choices because you don't have the money. That's my mindset. That's where money is in my head, right? If you're in that position to where you can't pay for that expense because you don't have the cash flow, then you're definitely not wealthy. You could probably say, well, I mean, you could say that about any number. Yeah, that's true. You can't buy an island if you're making $100 million. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know how much an island costs. But the point is, if you're making $100 million a year, you're in a bracket where most things are not out of your reach as far as things taking care of your loved ones and having flexibility. Okay, because most people who are $1 million earners, they still work. They still have a job. They still are working because they don't have freedom yet. They're middle class. They're not free. They're still doing work. Now, the people who make a lot of money are still working is because they love it. They have the freedom they want. They can take vacations when they want. They can do what they want. They can travel when they want. They're living free. So the question I'm asking here is, if you are making that money, are you living free? If you're living free, then you're not middle class. If you're living with flexibility and you can do what you want and take care of your loved ones, then you're not middle class. There's nothing wrong with middle class. Just be honest. Right? So that's why I say that. That's why I say those things, because you got to understand. You got to understand why you're in the position you're in. You got to understand those particular, seeing those things in that way. So we've covered these concepts, right? And understanding, getting your head right about it. If you think $100,000 is a lot of money, you're probably never going to get it. You're probably never going to get it because you think it's so hard to get $100,000. There's cars that cost more than $100,000 and they're useless. They're just liabilities. They don't really do anything. I mean, sure, they may give you some sense of enjoyment, especially if the car is really fun. But at the end of the day, there's cars that cost more than that. Right? There's cars that cost more than $100,000, a whole year's worth of work. And it's not even beneficial. All I'm saying is you don't have a lot of flexibility. You know, if you don't have your head right. So get your head right. That's what this is about. That's what this channel is about. That's what the MBTV is about. That's what the future is going to be about as far as this channel goes. I'm not going to make any promises as far as frequency of content until I get the rest of these business things figured out. But I did want to return and let you know that it is under the intention of working. It is under the intention of flowing, getting things moving, getting things activated, getting things in that direction, letting you know that I am still alive, I am still here, and I still have every intention of providing you guys with valuable content that I deem valuable. Some of you may say it's complete crap. That's fine. I'm going to tell you this is the journey that I've been on my entire life. And my life has perpetuated it enough to where I have been forced to learn these things. Then I just love learning these things now. Just always be a student, right? I think I have a few comments on it. So I have a question. If you could name one book that influenced you the most, which one would it be? I know it might be hard to say one book. My honest opinion is the answer to that question is the Bible. And it's not because I'm a Christian. Take the religion out of it and just look at the freaking concepts. They're right there. The secrets to life, whether the Bible is true or the stories are true, cut that shit out. Look at what it is. It's a very large book with a lot of freaking lessons about life. In fact, if you have a hard time with the Bible because you're not religious or whatever, you don't believe in Christianity, you don't believe in God, go get the book. It's Maxwell's Leadership Bible. It's an expensive version of the Bible, but if you get that freaking book, it actually pulls all the lessons out of the Bible, that not all of them, but quite a few leadership lessons. And I'm actually going to sell it real quick. Hold on one second. Give me a second. I'm going to get this for you. All right, so it's the Maxwell Leadership Bible, and this is actually one of the most amazing Bibles. Not because it's the New King James Version and it's the official text from Greece or whatever. Whoops, turn the camera off. Okay, so it's actually, so you can see pretty much any section of this Bible. There's a little blue section down here, and I'm in Ezekiel 34:4 right now. I just opened the book randomly, and it says leaders are to relate as shepherds to people. There's a lesson here. So he talks about. Let me just read this little passage. Just watch how this book can actually educate you. And if you have an intuitive mind, you naturally can pick these lessons out of the Bible. But if you struggle or you want to kind of point blank, go with this version. So it says, the Lord of Israel was the great shepherd to his flock. He calls all spiritual leaders to view their role in the same way. The word picture of the shepherd enables us to see what kind of relational skills and attitudes we are to build into our leadership skills. Ezekiel 34 describes how the shepherd cares for his flock. The shepherd searches out for the lost sheep, delivers the captive sheep, gathers the dispersed sheep, feeds the hungry sheep, rests the weary sheep, binds up the hurt sheep, strengthens the weak sheep, protects the vulnerable sheep, equips the needy sheep, and directs all the sheep. You may want to compare this text to Psalm 23, another picture of the leader as a shepherd. In that psalm, God is the shepherd, providing guidance, restoration, preparation, resources, comfort, and anointing for his sheep. But see, the thing is right here, what's really cool is if you look at this, the first passage here, it says, searches out the lost sheep, and then it tells you the verses, 11 through 16 in this chapter, okay? So you can see it says, you can look at that verse, and then it'll say, searches out for lost sheep. So I go to verse 11 here, and it says, for thus says the Lord God, indeed, I myself will search for my sheep and seek them out. So they have the matching verses here. So it actually teaches you the lessons that you need to pull or extract from this. So if you're not religious, you hate the Bible, you hate God, whatever your disposition is, there is still something to freaking learn in this book. I'm telling you, I'm a Christian, but I read Buddhism books, Taoism books, spiritual books, esoteric books, New Age books. I read it all because you know what? There's always something to get out of it. There's always something to get out of it. It doesn't matter. I mean, I think there's one universal central truth. It makes sense to me. You know, so if you're being biased, it's because you're afraid of something. Oh, I don't know. I think if I read too much of the Bible, I'll become Christian, or it's all bullshit. You know what? I don't think this is bullshit. It actually makes sense to me. So, law of influence. So Maxwell, he has these leadership laws that he writes, and that's what this is all about, how to become a better leader. But yeah, I would say the Bible's the most, the book that you can spend an entire life, really, really, really getting what you need out of it. So that's the idea, is everything you need is in that book. Everything. The principles are all there. Now, maybe you need a little bit of extrapolation on the principles, You need some ideas of what the principles are in that book, or maybe you don't really understand a passage, but man, that's what the online's for. You got the book. Remember I told you read the damn book. You got the book. Now you got the book. Now you go, what does he really mean by that? Go look at some pastors who've tried to explicate that particular verse. Maybe it's about maybe it's some atheist even. An atheist may write about a particular verse and you may get the underlying what the hell that verse actually means. Right? You may not agree with the atheist. You may agree with the atheist. It doesn't matter. You just look at like what are they saying? Right? What are they getting out of this content? What are they getting out of this information? What are they pulling or extrapolating from this particular verse to get me that lesson I need? This book is here for a reason. In my belief, whether it's your belief or not, this book is here to guide us. This book is written by people, even if it's fake, right? A bunch of old men got together. Let's fuck the world and let's just get everybody to believe in bullshit because we want to do that because we think it's cool, or we need to control, or we need to whatever, right? Whatever incentive it is, if you look at the lessons that are in this book, it's much more than what meets the eye. You're going to get something out of it. And so even if it's a bunch of old people that did write it and, made it all up, they were a hell of a lot smarter than I did because they produced the most freaking circulated book in the world. I haven't done that. So they did something right. They did something right. These old bastards figured it out somehow. Whether it's mass manipulation or whatever, doesn't matter. So So that's the thing. And the Mad Hatter, you just commented, the people I don't like are the most are atheists who have a passion to degrade any religious person. So don't disposition yourself as you don't like them, because it's actually against your own religion. I mean, we can pull that lesson right out of here too, right? Don't dislike them, right? Don't dislike these people. Also, look at what religion has done to create that. Remember, if you've watched this video the whole time, we were talking about the dating thing and about girls stiff-arming you, right? Well, atheists stiff-arm religious people for a particular reason too, because they've been approached by so many freaking idiot religious people like, if you don't believe in God, you're going to hell. Oh my God, you're going to hell because you don't believe in God. You're going to hell, going to hell, going to hell. And, I don't want to hear that shit. Neither does the atheist, because he's human, right? Nobody wants to hear they're being eternally punished and being sent to hell because they don't believe in God. Nobody wants to hear that shit. This is the 21st century. So that's the thing, is religious people have warranted that response. Religious people have created that reactionary defense, as in, get the frick away from me, or I'm going to punch you in the frickin' face, you crazy door knocker, because religious people have warranted that response from atheists. That response is a rightful response. If you get so many people telling you, you're going to go to hell, you're a sinner, you're evil, whatever, over the years, you're going to hate those people. You're going to want to stiff arm them. So they're going to want to rip apart your entire concept of religion because they don't want to hear your shit. Because, I mean, for example, you have a friend who, let's say that, no, let's not even go there. Let's just say that you know somebody that, or you just met somebody, right? And I'll tell you, I don't get that crap from atheists. Atheists don't try to take apart my religion. They don't. They don't try to take apart what I believe. And the reason why is because I appreciate their beliefs too. I respect their beliefs. I don't try to convert them. I don't try to tell them, oh my God, you're an atheist, you're going to hell. You know that, right? When you die and you go to heaven, or when you die and, are you okay with where you're going to go? I don't ask these dumb, stupid questions to these atheists. I respect them as people and human beings. They tell me I identify, for example, Kooky Owl just said, I identify as atheist. Okay? So I'm not going to go to Kooky and say, well, why is that? Why do you identify as atheist? That's dumb, right? That's stupid, right? I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's dumb that she doesn't believe in God. I don't think it's stupid that she doesn't believe in God. Or he, or whoever Kooky Owl is. Sorry, I don't know, right? I have a picture of a head. Could be a dude. I knew a girl named Kooky, so maybe that's why I called you a girl. You're a guy, sorry. But I'm not going to try to tell this person that they're wrong, because I don't know. I mean, I have my beliefs, but my beliefs don't mean it's true. I don't identify my beliefs as truth. they're truth. They're simply my beliefs. So I'm not going to go try to correct something I can't prove, right? I can't prove that God exists. I can just believe it, but I can't prove it. I can't prove that God exists. No one can. So how can I even effectively argue with Kooky in the first place? I can't make a claim that I can't support. I can't make a claim. So I'm not going to make a claim. God exists. I will often say, this is why I feel that God exists. This is why I feel that God exists. And if that person wants to target me and rip me apart or try to, then they can. Right? So they're more entitled to do that. So, they can try to rip me apart, and I'll respect them for doing that. Then I'll usually stop them and ask them, what are you hoping to accomplish? Are you trying to convince me? Well, I'm just trying to understand. Well, if you're trying to understand, you'd ask more questions, right? You wouldn't give me so many facts. If you're giving me a lot of facts, your attempt is not to try to understand. Your attempt is to change my mind. But why is that? Why do you want to change my mind? Why does my belief system affect you so negatively? If you're trying to understand, you just ask me a bunch of questions. And then sometimes I don't even know the answer. You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not trying to convince you that God exists. I don't care. In fact, Kooky right here, I probably could learn a lot from Kooky's atheist views. But Matt, the Mad Hatter, you said, no, it's not what atheists believe that I don't like. It's the way they treat religious people like crap. People treat people like crap, period. Why are you singling out an atheist group? People treat people like crap, period. Have you ever treated a person like crap? Probably. I know I have. I'm not removing myself from that category. So we don't need to single out groups. That's discrimination, right? I don't like atheists. I don't like religious people. You're discriminatory. In fact, you're almost prejudiced to a certain point. Well, you are prejudiced. They do this. They do this. Do they all do that? No. Because I tell you, the atheists I meet, they're like me. They're respectful of my views, and they respect my views because I don't shove it down their throat. I don't try to sell them on Christianity. My job is not to sell them on Christianity. Maybe it's my belief system, which is that things will work out the way they are designed to work out. Where did I get that information? In this book. Some Christians will disagree with me, but then what are they doing? They're going to try to argue with me and tell me why my belief system is wrong, which is the very thing I'm trying to prove to them in the first place. Look at what you're doing. Do you think that's going to escalate our relationship? Do you think that is going to make me want to be your sheep because you're telling me that my life is wrong? You're telling me that my beliefs are wrong. Is that going to make me feel comfortable enough to believe you? No. You got some skills, bro. You got to work on them. You got to work on your freaking skills. If you want me to follow you, you can't approach me like that. That ain't going to work. If you want me to do that, it's not going to work. The way you're approaching me is not effective. Because I can come up with 1,000 reasons right now why what you believe is full of crap. Because now I can play atheist. I can't disprove God, but I can definitely give enough facts to make you question it. Right? Yeah, I can prove enough. I can play atheist. Because I separate facts from belief pretty well. They're very different. So I can play on the other side, devil's advocate, if I wanted to. Because atheists, we can talk fact all day. Yeah, you got a good point. I wonder how that actually plays out in my belief system. I don't know. Some people are like, well, you can't believe two things at once. You either believe the facts or believe truth. And what if the facts contradict truth? Now, this gets in a very metaphysical conversation, but if the facts contradict my belief, I have to alter my belief. Right? I have to alter my belief. But the first thing I'm going to do is make sure the facts are accurate. The second thing I'm going to do is to make sure I get more facts around that fact to see how that fact fits in context. I'm not just going to take your word for it because you're not an expert. Even if you were an expert, I'm not going to take your word for it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do my due diligence. And I'm the one that has to alter my own belief system to make it work. I'm the one that has to alter things to make it work. You can't make it work for me. So how many times do you possibly go out there and make it work for someone else? No, they have to pull the trigger. They have to make it work for themselves. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. I'm right there with you, Cookie. I don't understand how people, Christians, atheists, or otherwise, can be content with not searching any further. Well, I'll tell you what my experience, atheists actually search a lot further than Christians do. In my experience, I'm not saying that's universal rule or encompass, but in my experience, Christians generally take it for word granted. That's it. This is absolute truth. There's nothing else. Anything outside of this book can't be true. Whereas atheists typically search and use multiple resources to, usually in an endeavor to prove it wrong, rather than to anything else. So, I mean, a lot of people just use it as a method to prove it wrong. But either way, they're still searching for more information. I don't want to waste my time proving something wrong. It's a waste of my time. Why do I give a crap about proving something wrong? I got other people to help out here. So whatever it takes, and it's just getting it done. Yeah, I didn't mean to jump off into this religious conversation, but somebody asked me about the book, and that's the point, is like you have this information at your disposal in the most circulated book in the world. It's right here. And all I'm encouraging is just keep a freaking open mind and don't rule out something because there's a label on it that says Christian. Yeah, so, or Taoist, or Buddhist, or, oh, I can't read it. I mean, I read all kinds of crap, chakras, all kinds of crap, I try to get just an understanding, because there may be one thing I don't know, and maybe it'll help me with somebody else. Because if I don't understand a culture that's surrounded by chakras, and a lot of people in that culture think chakras are real or whatever, and I don't understand, how am I going to relate to them? I'll tell you, yesterday I met somebody that's majoring in cybersecurity. I don't know much about cybersecurity. I don't know much about it. I hear a little bit about it. Obviously, I keep on top of the news a little bit to see what's going on. But I used to be a little bit of programmer. I can do a little bit of programming now. But I have real surface level understanding of it. But that surface level understanding, just because I had that surface level understanding, I could ask questions to that person and engage that person in conversation. And that person, in return, gave me a lot more information. Things I didn't know. All because I knew a little bit enough to engage. I mean, if you don't know anything, you know how you go in an elevator and you don't know anything about that person in that elevator? How awkward is it to start a conversation? Oh, yeah, the elevator's slow, isn't it? And yeah, it's really slow today. Hey, yeah, have a good day. Right? You don't know anything. But if you know something about that person, and you know that that person's wearing a name tag or whatever, you can find some type of connecting point. You can get something out of that conversation, whether it's some insights, some knowledge, whatever, right? So you can get that kind of tool out of that conversation. So the idea is just getting yourself to maintain an open mind. Rule out stuff that you don't agree with or don't think it's real or think it's bullshit. Just rule it out. Next thing you know is you'll have enough knowledge. You can make your own damn YouTube channel and start delivering information. And I'll be a viewer, and I'll be like, oh yeah, watch that guy. He's knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing, right? So keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the game. Figure out what it is. And Joe the Bull, you said small talk sucks. Yes, it does. The only reason why people small talk is because they don't know what the hell else to talk about. There's small talk. And let me just classify what I think small talk is, so we're on the same page. There's small talk, which is just like the weather and, like, oh yeah, just stupid shit. The weather, freaking just dumb shit. I don't even go there with people. There's also there's the small talk. There's what I call regular talk, and then there's the other middle category, which small talk is you don't know what the hell you're doing, so you talk about something. Then there's gossip. That's what the middle category is. There's gossip. Gossip is not small talk because you're actually talking about things that are relevant to two people who know somebody, but it's negative talk. So to me, small talk is the middle. Technically, gossip is the worst. And then you have regular talk, which some people consider deep, which I consider regular. Everybody can get deep about something they know about. I'm telling you right now. So Mad Hatter, yeah, you're right. What the hell is this stream supposed to be about? It's about the whole general concept. It's extra long. It's extra waste of time. You can sign off right now because there's probably not a lot of value. I like to rant. That's where I'm going with that. So just point is, yeah, gossip's negative shit. Get that shit out of your life. Small talk is useless. Get into regular conversations, and the only way to do that is to be interested in the other person and find some decent common ground. And if you don't know common ground, get interested in that person so you can find some common ground, right? Some people are going to brush you off. Our whole lives we've been taught, don't be invasive. Don't ask invasive questions. That's rude. That's rude. Yeah, you know what? Screw you. You gave me the worst advice in my life. Get into people's freaking minds, because you know what? If you get into their damn heads, you can actually probably add some freaking value to their life. They don't even know it yet. So they may not even like that you're invasive. Wow, that guy's really nosy. But you know what? That guy wants to help you. That guy wants to add value to your life. That guy wants to be able to add something to your life. I've had plenty of people, man, I've been in sales a long time. I've had a lot of people tell me shit like, well, that's kind of an invasive question, or that question is not relevant, or that I'm not telling you the answer to that. Or I'm like, okay, I understand. I agree. I wouldn't tell me that either. I'm just some random dude, right? So I can relate. I hear you. And I just move on. I'm not like, oh, you're right. I'm super invasive. I'm going to go home and cry because I'm so invasive and never do that again. Right? My mom told me I shouldn't have done that. She's right. He was mean. Right? That's what we've been taught. Don't be invasive. Don't ask questions. And some people will think you're crazy. Some people think you're nosy. Some people will think that. But name one successful person that has no haters. Right? No haters. Hell, one of the most freaking hated people in the United States is the president of the United States. Yeah, so I mean, that's funny to me. You got to have some haters out there. People are not gonna like your approach. They don't want your help. Fine, move on. Find somebody you can't help. They don't want to talk. Fine. But it helps to know like MBTI or DISC or Enneagram, because then you kind of know, oh yeah, that person's this type of personality. So yeah, Oscar, I've grown to asking if someone wants my honest advice or opinion. Yeah, most people don't want advice or opinions. So I don't even go as far as asking them for it. I don't even give it to them. I just ask them a ton of questions. And then when they ask me a question, then I ask, hey, do you want my honest advice or you want my opinion? Right? Or what do you want? Do you want me to agree with you? Do you want me to nod my head and say yes? I'm not a yes man. Ain't going to happen. I'm probably going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. So it just depends. Mad Hatter, why do some people believe they deserve respect without earning it? Because people do deserve respect. They're human. It's human decency. When they take it to their head, though, and they demand respect, and they're either standing their ground because they know they need it, or they have an insecurity of their own or some issue they have to deal with. It's not, you got to stop looking at people like they're crazy. You got to stop looking at people like they're nuts. You got to stop looking at people like they're mean or they're horrible, they're ruthless. Because at the end of the day, this world is so hurt. People are so hurt right now. They're so hurt from life. They're beat up, man. People getting their asses kicked financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever. They're getting their asses kicked. They lost a family member. Their dog died. The car accident. Somebody is just not. They've been kicked. They've got their asses kicked. We've all gotten their asses kicked. They're hurt. So you can't blame a person for stiff-arming you when you ask a question, because they're hurt. They're all out here trying to protect themselves. They're all squeezing their butt cheeks, right? They're all making things happen, and they're trying to protect themselves. And if you can understand that simple concept, you understand why they're rude to you at first, right? I got in an elevator with somebody or somewhere with somebody, and I can ask a question like, hey, I mean, you could throw a question out there like that. Hey, how are you doing today? Just to get them started. Oh, I'm doing fine. No. Okay. How's the day treating you? And I try to get into something, and they're not giving me much. I may ask a really invasive question. Hey, you married? What? Why would you ask that? No, I'm just asking, man. I'm just trying to get to know you. Dude, you're weird. Okay, I know I'm weird. I accept that. I appreciate that. I mean, you're probably thinking this guy's standing here asking me a weird question. I'm some random dude. Look, we're in an elevator. We can make the best of this experience, or we can make the worst of it. Can you shut the hell up? Dude, you are crazy. You're right. I'll shut up. I know you don't want to hear from me anymore. I'll shut up. No, man, I'm sorry. You just told me shut up. Now you want to talk to me, man. Which one is it? I'm telling you, see, that natural thing was a defense mechanism. That natural thing was a defense mechanism. And if you can understand that they're doing that, and then they think about it after they did it, and then they go, hold on a second. Man, I'm just having a bad day. Or man, it's just a stressful day. You'll see that a lot. They'll relapse. They'll react, and then they'll feel guilty for the reaction. You'll see it a lot. So when you get stiff-armed, so frequently, and you get stiff-armed and stiff-armed and stiff-armed, you can take that personal and you can go, damn, I shouldn't do that again. Or you can go, okay, now I understand why this person's doing this. Right? I understand why this person's doing it. And agree with them. Never disagree with another person if you want to get on a common ground. They say, you are a freaking freak. You're right, I am a freak. I agree with you. In fact, I think I'm a freak majority of the time. But while I'm in this elevator, I'm going to enjoy myself. And I think that you might actually have a life story, and I want to hear about it. We might be in this for 90 seconds or 3 hours if the freaking fire extinguisher thing goes off and we get stuck in this elevator. Now we're really going to have to get into it. I don't want to go on a dude date. I just want to talk, man. We're here. That's me. Right? I just want to enjoy myself. So you can see those aspects in personality. And you can see those aspects why people are stiff-arming you, because they think you are a threat. Not to them physically necessarily, not to their mentality necessarily, but you are invading their space, you are invading their time, you are taking away a resource from them as time or thought or whatever. Because I can tell you, when I have been a bad attitude, and I've been that guy who was subject to the freak in the elevator, I'm telling you, they annoyed the crap out of me. But why did they annoy the crap out of me? Because they were taking something from me. Thought, train of thought, whatever. I was thinking about something. That's why you learn if that person knew what they were doing, or if I knew what I was doing or why I was reacting the way I would, I wouldn't have treated that person like that, right? At the time. Looking back and I probably wouldn't have been as mean to that person, or I wouldn't have been as such of a dick to that person, or whatever it was I was at that time, which I've done quite a bit. But we're human. We're all on this planet. Make the best of it. We can make this happen. We can make this just a little bit better. So that is the key to understanding this initial part. And what I'm going to do in the future, I'm letting you guys know this right now. We're going to go with understanding these nuances in simple conversation, understanding how these conversations actually are, understand the psychology of why people react the way they do, and why you're actually doing the wrong thing when you think you're doing, or why you're actually doing the right thing when you think you're doing the wrong thing. You get one rejection or one stiff arm, I should have never done that again. You walk away and you don't do it again. You talk to somebody in the elevator one time and they're as rude as crap. And you don't do it again because you think you said something wrong. Oh, I did that wrong, or I did this wrong. No, you just didn't know how to get around the stiff arm. And maybe you won't get around the stiff arm. Maybe that person will never open up to you. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're just not feeling it. Okay, do it again. Because those who do the things that most people don't do get the things that most people don't. Right? Keep that in your mind. Those who do the things that most people won't get the things that most people don't. So, if you quit, you give up, throw yourself away, throw yourself under a bus, don't quit. Get yourself in gear. Get yourself going. Get yourself moving. Get yourself rolling. Don't let someone stiff arm stop you from your freaking dreams. And that's why you have to remind yourself, like I told you, your freaking goals. I'm going to get stiff arm every day because you know what? I'm going to meet 100 strangers this week. I'm going to meet 100 this week because you know what? I could use one more friend right now. My life, I need some help. I can use one more friend. I'm going to go meet 100 people. Right? I'm going to meet one more person. I need one more friend in my life. How many people do I need to meet one more friend? How many people? That's your goal. How many people do I need to meet if I need to meet one more friend? I'm going to go talk to 100 people. That's freaking what? 14 people a day, 13 people a day or some crap? I don't know. I mean, I could do the math. I'm not going to do the math. I don't even want to think about the math right now. But the point is, how hard is it to talk to 15 strangers a day for a week? Some may hate you, some may like you. But I mean, you may be going to get your Starbucks coffee. You talk to a freaking stranger. Oh, well, I think he's going to think I'm gay. No, he might think you're gay. Okay, just tell him, look, dude, I'm not gay. Just getting to know people. So you gotta understand that they might think you're gay. They might think you're asking them on a dude date. They're like, no, it ain't a dude date, man. I just think you're interesting. I just want to learn from you. I just want to pick your brain a little bit. See, that's a stiff arm. You're gay. Dude, you're gay. Now, if you're going on them and you're going to their freaking, like, you're trying to like cuddle up with them and stuff, okay, maybe they're really going to think you're gay now. But the point is, if you're just like, dude, I mean, hey, let me get your number real quick. I'm going to give you a call. Let's set up a time. I want to pick your brain a little bit. That's not gay. Right? So if you're worried about that stiff arm, dude, you're gay. Just be like, hey, I ain't trying to get you like that, man. I got like 3 girlfriends at home. I just want to talk to you because you're interesting. I want to talk to you because you have something that I don't. I want to know how you got it. What is it going to take, man? Do I have to buy you coffee? Do I have to buy you lunch? What is it going to take to pick your brain for 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want from this guy? What is it going to take to pick your brain on the phone? Let me just get a brief phone call. Dude, you're persistent, man. Yeah, man, I know. I want to know because, dude, you got it. I don't. I want to know what you did. Right? That's where it's at. It's pushing yourself to that point. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. I mean, it's not complicated, man. I used to make it all this big thing. Well, what if he thinks I'm gay? Okay, just tell him, dude, I ain't gay. Are you against gay people? No. I'm just telling you, dude, I'm not gay. This is not for the intention of dating you, man. I want to make the intentions clear. I want to pick your brain. I want to know what you know. I want to know. Like lately, I've set myself to this standard now, which is if you don't call me, I'm not responding. Seriously. You don't want to talk to me bad enough to where you don't call me, I'm not responding. And even if you do call me, I may not respond because I know what you're going to call me about. Oh my God, this dude did this and I want to gossip. I ain't going to talk to you about that shit. I told you, no negativity. You ruled out. I won't talk to you. Okay, so the idea is understanding what you want out of it. So I like my cell phone is a calling device. You can text me information. I don't mind. But if you want to talk to me, you better freaking call me, man. I'm not doing this text thing, having a conversation over text. Right? Yeah, exactly. It's sad that we always have to associate encounters with the sex you're attracted to as romantic or sexual in nature. Exactly. It's a stiff arm. It's not even real. I'm telling you right now, Cookie, it's not even real. If someone goes, man, you're gay, it's just a stiff arm because you gave them a signal that may make them think that you're gay and they're going to react. Just like if I go up to you and I say, hey, I'm going to sell you something real quick. You're going to be like, no, I'm not going to let you buy anything. But you don't even know what it is yet. You're just stiff arming. You don't know the reality. You don't know what it is because that one thing I'm going to sell to you could be $1 and it can change your entire life. But you're telling me no before you even know what it is. Why? Because it's a reaction. It's a reaction. It is not significant. It is meaningless. It has no purpose. It has no value. It has nothing. So that's what I'm saying. It's just a stiff arm. If you can get around it and realize don't take it freaking personal and they just stiff arm you and that's it. Okay, go on, move on. I hear you. I mean, if I thought, somebody said, well, if you go up to somebody, you go, I'm going to sell you something. They go, no, I don't want to buy anything. Oh, I hear you. Most people don't. I hear you. Most people don't buy. That's fine. Yeah, see how kind of calming that is. It's a lot more open. I'm not buying anything today. Right? I'm not buying anything today. And yeah, most people don't. I understand that. I hear you. I get it. Just acknowledge, agree, acknowledge, agree. Always acknowledge and agree to with what the person's saying. I'm not gonna be like, no. Yeah, you are. I'm not gonna be like, oh, wait till you see this, bro. You would if you knew what I had. I'm not gonna do that shit. Just agree. Yeah, most people don't buy. I get it. That's cool. Then you transition. Just get around it. Move around the stiff arm. If somebody says, hey, man, I don't talk to gay people, you can go, well, I'm not gay. Then you're disagreeing with them. I understand. I wouldn't talk to them either. Of course, it makes you look really bad, right? Just relate to them. I hear you. I wouldn't talk to them either. You don't have to actually agree. You just acknowledge that you heard it. That's all you got to do. And if you, I hear you. You don't even have to say that. I understand. That makes sense. Got you covered, right? You know, so get around the freaking stiff arms. People get what they want out of their life. Don't let the stiff arms get them. They don't let them take them down. Get the stiff arms down. Get the recognizing what the hell is actually a real objection and what the hell is a stiff arm when it comes to dating, when it comes to sales, when it comes to anything. Just realize what is actually going on in their freaking mind, man. That's what it's about. Now, actually, retrogrammer, who is Dr. Chad talking with? Nobody. I'm sitting here in my room and my dog is over there chilling. There's nobody here. There's nobody on the live stream but me. I'm just talking to myself and I'm reading some of you guys' comments. That's it. But mainly just talking out loud. Doing what I used to do back in the day, early YouTube days. That's what I'm doing right now. All right, so as for one thing, I would say that if you're gonna, I mean, obviously you guys can contact me anytime. I'm cool with that. Like I said, I'm fine with you guys reaching out to me. That's not a problem. Just be considerate of my time, right? Be considerate of my time. I'll try to be considerate of yours as well. You know, I don't have the time to give away free time at the moment. So I will give away free time if I think you need it. I'm okay with that. But please be considerate of the time. It's important to me. It's important to you. Please give that amount of respect. So if you want to talk to me, just be considerate of the time. And I'm telling you, I can get a conversation on the phone in 3 minutes more than 3 hours of conversation over text. A 3-minute conversation on the phone is way more beneficial than 3 hours of text. Call me if you want something. And if I don't recognize your number, then I ain't going to answer the phone more than likely because I get a dozen stupid marketers that have horrible sales skills calling me. Or I get some stupid car warranty crap. And I get a bunch of BS calls. So I don't usually answer calls that I don't. But if you leave a voicemail, I'll definitely call you back. If you have the courage to leave a freaking voicemail, I'm going to call you back unless you're, this is the Auto Warranty Center, ABC Financial. We are calling to see that your car warranty is about to expire. Right? No, I'm not going to freaking call you back. I don't even have a car warranty, you stupid unqualified person. What the hell are you calling me for? Retrogrammer, no, I'm not practicing counseling. I will not be a counselor. I never plan on being a counselor. I do NLP life coaching. That's about as close as I get to counseling. But I really like working on the business aspect and getting the business mind right to make sure that you kick some ass. That's what it's about. As for in Riley, you're like Bill O'Reilly, except he didn't get fired from Fox. Yeah, Damon, talk about NE. Well, I don't know. I mean, what do you want? I have like a dozen videos about NE, but I'll tell you one thing about NE is that it's hilarious. It's not hilarious as in its ridiculous function, but it's hilarious. Like the ability to combine elements so quickly is something that I have a very difficult time with, seeing possibilities that quickly or being even creating ideas. If you're looking at NE in the Socionics sense, coming up with things like that is pretty extensive. So, but I don't know what you want to know about NE. There's plenty of NE videos that I have on my channel. So, I mean, I can talk about it, but I don't know what to tell you about it as far as that goes. So, yeah. Anyway, point is, please respect each other. You know, you got to get the haters up. Get your haters on, man. I got a dislike on this film already. Maybe they don't like the quality. Maybe they don't like what I'm saying. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe they don't like MBTV. Maybe they unsubscribe. I don't care. Point is, get your haters up. Reach more people. Get people. Any news is good news. Bad news is good news. Good news is good news. All news is good news. Any news is good news. All right, so get your fun on. Get your game on. Have some fun, and get moving. And have some fun. We'll get some MBTV videos coming out here. I say we, I mean you and I don't mean anybody else. Daniel and Blake are doing their thing. They're busy with their thing. Trey's doing his thing. My dog might join us on a few occasions, but for the most part, it's going to be me. It's going to be me just having some fun, saying what I want to say, being myself, and helping you guys with whatever I can. Take what you can. Throw the rest away if you need to. And I'm going to end this live stream because I've been sitting on my butt and I got things to do. So that being said, anytime you do a live stream, don't ever take a break and take a piss. Just hold it because it gives you that energy. It gives you that excitement. Not that that's what I have to do right now. Just use that to propel you to the next stage. Use that to get energy. Like, I got to get this content out really fast because I got to take a leak. So I'm going to talk really fast so that way I can get it out. I can get it out. I'm going to give you all the content right now. I'm going to talk about NETI, right? Get it all out. Use that for your advantage. So if you're feeling the nerves before you go talk to somebody, use that to your advantage. If you're feeling the anxiety, go like, oh my God, I got to do this. Use it to your advantage, right? Use the nerves to your advantage. Use the excitement to your advantage. Use those things to succeed in what you do and kick some ass, right? Retro Gamer says, sure. You rely on MBTI for life counseling. Is that like coaching younger people? No, I say life coaching. I don't life coach in the sense of the word that I'm going to teach you how to live your life. I'm going to teach you to live your life like mine. No, I teach you to get out of your own damn way. That's what it's about. Like, if you're standing in your own way, then most people's problems is because they're in their own way. Man, there's multi-million-dollar executives right now that stand in their own way. Everybody has some kind of way they're self-sabotaging. Get out of your own damn way. You may be at a further place in life than I am, but it helps to have that outside perspective and using a system that I know is effective on getting you out of your own way. This is not, let me teach you how to coach your life because I know more about your life than you do. It's just getting you out of your freaking way. That's all it is. If you can get out of your own damn way, you're going to succeed, man. You're going to kick some ass. Right? Mad Hatter, what does MBTV stand for? It stands for Monkey Business TV. Monkey Business Television. That's what it stands for. So, yeah, it used to stand for Myers-Briggs TV. That's when it was originally started, but now it's I'm getting rid of the whole thing because Myers-Briggs is only one part. Myers-Briggs was a joke, and I started this whole MBTV thing, the name as a joke, and it kind of stuck. Everybody was like, oh, yeah, MBTV. I was joking. I said, I'll stick with it, and we ran with it. But MBTV's era is over, okay? The acronym is over. The time is over. The channel is going to be renamed. All that stuff is going to change in the next few months. And the videos are going to be different quality, different type of videos. They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to have all this fancy editing. It's going to be raw. It's going to be me telling you, because I wish you could tell me, wish we could have a conversation, but we're not. It's going to be me telling you what's on my mind that given day. Yeah. It's going to be me telling you what the hell is up. And me telling you how you could be potentially sabotaging yourself. It could be me telling you a good book that I read. It could be me just making a stupid rant video because something's funny in my life. It could be a number of things. But one thing's for certain. There will be some value sprinkled in there somewhere so you don't waste your time. It may have a little bit of entertainment, but yeah, so it's just keeping things flowing. That's all it is. I'm not going to do all this fancy crap right now. I mean, I always hated video editing. I still hate video editing. I'll do it once in a while, throw up a nice little fancy video if I think it's important and if it gets your attention, because we're in an attention society. Oh my God, news, dogs and cars and everything. Oh, where's the squirrel? We live in that kind of society. But if that's what gets your attention, man, you're missing the point. Oh, the fanciness. I mean, if you're missing the point. Now, if I grow to a level where I can pay somebody to do that, that's one thing. But if right now, man, it's about getting this value out here, man. It's about getting you guys taken care of, you guys who have stuck with this channel for so long, you guys who have been part of this channel, you guys who have been here since the beginning times, right? You guys who have been here since day 1, day 2, day 10, day 30, even if you just join this channel, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're still, I still hope to provide you something, but what I was giving you was just a bunch of knowledge about MBTI. Who cares if you can't use it? I'm an MBTI expert. Yeah. Did you pay your bills this month? No. Well, I'm an MBTI expert. Okay. Are you happy? No. I'm an MBTI expert. Okay. Did you get your girlfriend this month? Did you take care of her? Did you treat her right? No. No. You didn't. Right? Did you do what you needed to do? Did you pull through? Did you stop self-sabotaging? No. Then what the hell is the point of learning MBTI? The whole point, well, it's interesting. I'm not here to be interesting. I'm here to get you out of your freaking way. Well, I'm already out of my way. I'm super successful. Okay, great. Then you can watch more MBTI videos. If you're completely happy, then this channel is not the best channel for you, because this channel is to get most people out of their way. I mean, obviously, you can be in denial and think you're completely happy and not, or you can be actually completely happy. And but for me, no, that's not what this channel is about. It's not for the completely happy people. It's for people who want to move forward. People who will never quit, never be content, never satisfied. Never satisfied with a status quo, never satisfied with where they are today, when they can be 1% better tomorrow, 1% better the next day, 1% better the next day. And in 100 days, you're 100% better. You're a changed person. That is change, right? Just that little step. That's what this is for. I don't like complacency. I don't care how rich you are, how many girlfriends you have, how many wives you have, how many cars you have, how many fans you have, how many Twitter people you have, how many Instagram pictures you have, how many nudes you have. I don't give a shit how much you have. If you're looking to get better, this is the channel for you. If you're satisfied with where you're at, probably not for you. Do I meditate? Yes, I do. Good question. Oh my God, that's anti-religious? No. It helps me focus. It's a good tool. I should meditate a lot more than I do. I do maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day. I should spend a little more time doing it. It's one of those things that I'm incorporating in my life a little bit at a time, little chunks at a time. Sitting still for me is a very big challenge. I'm very action oriented. I got to get things moving. So meditation's always been a little bit of a struggle. But yeah, I do meditate. It's just sitting still is a challenge, which I've been avoiding, but I should do it more. You know, I avoid it past 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, is this 5 minutes up yet? I got to push through it. It's one of those things. You realize that I'm stiff arming myself. Don't meditate. Got things to do. But no, I should. And I know the benefits of it. Yes, it exercises your focus muscle. It helps you focus, concentrate. And that's the reason why I should do it. Because with improved concentration, because it comes improved performance in the other areas of my life. I'm not in denial of this. So yeah, figure out where you're at, where we're at, and push forward. Keep things moving, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. This is a random Saturday stream, no heads up, surprise. All right, I'm signing out. Damon out with Blank TV. We'll see y'all next time.